And hopefully we're live and direct on the internet. This is our show. Anything goes. I'm George. This is my best bud.
Jonathan. You guys can follow me on JDOFBA on YouTube and Twitch, and JDOFBA on JDOFBA 90 on Twitter.
Well, so far, check on YouTube if you would, please. Well,
YouTube is on. Just send me a notification.
oh, okay, because I'm just looking at it and it's going waiting. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm on the wrong page. So, they keep moving things and change things around, which is fine, but it makes it a little harder to figure out where things are anymore. But I'm going off on the wrong thing right now. Okay, there it is. Okay. Um, uh, as a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people know, Etika, a guy from New York who was a big gaming YouTuber, took his own life a couple days ago. A lot of people have been making videos. Maybe they met him, maybe they knew about him or watched his videos and stuff, out of respect, and they'll flat out say, I'm doing this and I'm not monetizing it. I'm not looking to make money from this. So then we have this guy here. I'm Jay Staten, and then at the bottom he calls himself I'm Jay Staten. So I'm not sure what the heck he is. Maybe that's
Also, DSP supposedly did a video. He monetized the hell out of it too.
And you know what? If you're monetizing it and you're saying, look, this video is monetized, but everything I make off this video is going to go to his family. Fine.
Yeah, I
Cool.
highly doubt that.
You know what I'm saying? If that's what they do, and that's what they better do.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying. But
Yeah, you know they ain't gonna do that.
But this real piece of work here on YouTube, with 4.5 million suckers, sorry. Etika Ouija board challenge at 3 a.m. He did this like the day after.
No, same day,
Oh, it was the same day? Okay.
same exact day. It wasn't even 24 hours.
But when you actually click it, not alone that you're not supposed to have clickbait titles, which that's what this is, because he never does that, and that's the only good thing I'll have to say about that, is that he didn't actually do the Ouija board thing. First part of the video, what he does, and I went to this gentleman here, Combat Wombat, who was pissed. Justifiably so, but I'd rather give Combat Wombat the view than to give this moron the view, or the watch time. But the first part of the video, all the guy does is go into saying how all the YouTubers who didn't know Etika, never met him, are phony. But there are a lot of people that actually met. I've watched videos of people that say, I met him once. He seemed like a really nice guy, this, that, and the other thing. And I watched videos of people that didn't meet him but enjoyed his videos.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that these people don't have a right to come out and say, I'm sorry for his loss.
Yeah, I mean they come out and say no, they're sorry for what was going on with him and everything, and they also say I really didn't I really didn't know him personally, but I watched his one or two of his videos, and that's totally fine.
And okay, they're going to do a video on it. They're not going to monetize it. I'll give you one that I watched was Tipster. And he specifically said, I'm not monetizing this video. This is why.
Yep, there was no ads on that video at all.
But guess what? This guy here with this Attica Ouija board video, it's monetized. And guess what this guy's doing with that money? Stuffing it right in his. Now, if I'm a company, do I want my ad on that video?
Probably.
No,
Who
no,
knows?
no, I don't. No, absolutely not. And then for the last part of the video, the guy goes on and on about this home invasion, how I almost died last night. Now, I did a little research on him. So you would think, and I guess the guy is Canadian. Well, the only one thing I was able to find out about him when he had 8 million subscribers. He was hauled off to jail from Disney World, Ontario. I think that's what it was, and that's all they had to say about him. So if he got broken into, one, I would think there would be a police report.
I mean, for one, like this guy always he makes a profit on. He does this multiple occasions when something tragic happens, and he makes profit out of it,
So
and
that's
that's not okay, man. Even like I was gonna do a video of it, of what Etika like just talking about like depression and everything because I've been through depression, anxiety. I've been through the suicide thoughts and all that. I've been to that dark place. I, I've been there, so I was going to do a video of it, and I was like, you know what, nah, I'd rather not, out of respect, even though I never met the guy, never watched none of his videos and none of that, but just just out of respect for another human being, just so I refuse to do it.
and there's nothing wrong with having empathy, empathy for someone versus what is everybody supposed to be apathetic, which is to have no emotion, no feeling. I mean, I was first introduced to Etika as far as his name, and the kittens are trying to take over the show again. Uh, was when the situation went down with where he was living, and he was streaming on Twitter
Twitch.
or
No, no,
Twitter,
no.
yeah, Twitch, or was
No, I
it?
think he was banned off Twitch. I think it was it might have been Twitter or Instagram. I think it was
Well,
one of those.
right, where the cops were coming to take him away. Remember that? That
Yeah, yeah. I watched. Well, I didn't watch it. I watched someone who covered it.
right, and that told me that okay, this guy's being taken care of, and then I found out like a couple of days later they just let him go. Well, one thing that I know about the law, and that is you can refuse treatment,
You can.
and if you refuse treatment, there is nothing that anybody can do about it. What are you doing,
Yeah.
guys?
Even the law is if you are on suicide watch, they only can hold you for what 72 hours.
And that's pretty much what they did, and then they let him go. And
That's all they can do. They can't really do anymore after that.
right, and that to me is sad because obviously, and then he went back in, and everybody was hoping that he was going to finally get the treatment that he needed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just held him for another 72 hours, and then they had no choice but to let him go.
And and it's understandable that people might think that okay, well, he's just doing this to get views or whatever. You start to become skeptical.
I mean, I can see he wasn't known to get views. I can see like he had some problems. Like I said, I've been there before. I've been down that path. Just social media and everything didn't trigger mine. It was more of personal stuff going on. So I kind of see it wasn't an act. He wasn't doing it for attention. I mean, I've seen YouTubers who does stuff for acts, and I can look right through it. So
One thing I am mistaken because even when he went in the second time, he at that time he had burned his YouTube and Twitch channels because he was streaming porn. So
yeah.
I forgot about that. So that was my mistake. But
Well, his YouTube channel, he accidentally deleted.
Well, they weren't giving it back, from what I understood.
No, they can't give it back. Once you delete it and you hit the that confirmation term, that's it. It's gone. So I was that was a big thing about him deleting it by accident. But he started a new Twitch channel. I mean, a new YouTube channel, and it was picking up from his fans that he had on his old channel. It was picking up fast. His Twitch was picking up again, and he was on the rise again. And it was just I don't know. It was just, I guess, like social media like got to him.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, and whenever anybody takes their own life, that's a sad thing.
Yeah. Well, his last video he made before all that, he pretty much said, like social media was getting to him. He pushed everyone who wanted to help him away and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, someone who's on a rise. The only way social media would like really get to you if you have, of course, the internet downers, the ones who always hide behind the screen.
Trolls.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, after a while, I mean, I can see it can get to someone, especially if it's like very dramatic. And I'm pretty sure there were probably a bunch of trolls like, oh yeah, you should, kill yourself and all this other stuff, just being like ignorant. And some people actually, even though they're being a troll, some people actually like think, take that to heart, and it just shows what like internet bullying can do. Because I'm pretty sure his fans wasn't bashing him. That wasn't his fans was giving him an uprise. So I'm pretty sure that wasn't the social media that pushed him off the edge. I'm pretty sure it was the other side of social media that will force we all have to deal with eventually. Is the trolls, and then of course you're always going to have people who like you, people who don't like you for whatever reason, because they don't even know you, but they're just going by what you put up. But that's what we all have to eventually deal with, being content creators, when we either get up there eventually to that point, and we're all gonna have to deal with it, and everyone handle it differently, and some people just can't take it.
And the thing is you can't let that type of toxic you can't let toxic people get to you that way.
No, you can't.
I mean, working where we did, I mean, yeah, we're pretty immune.
Yeah, man, I've been picked on since like elementary school, so I kind of grew a tolerance of it. He probably never had to like deal with that growing up. He probably never had to face that growing up, and he probably was the cool kid. Probably didn't really have to worry about being picked on and all that. So me have had to deal with it growing up. I built up a tolerance for it, so I know how it is. I know how to like deal with it. Plus, working in retail,
Yeah,
and also
you're being a glutton for punishment there.
Also working fast food, you deal with some ignorant people as well. Especially working the drive-through, man, you get some ignorant assholes. But after all that, man, I built up a tolerance for it. But I can understand if he hasn't had to be put in that situation, then they want to just deal with it once he gets his piece of fame, and then now he have to deal with it. Then I can understand like some people just can't deal with that. They just don't know how to face it. So
Yeah.
It's tough, man. I mean, I can see where it comes from because, like I said, I've been there, and just I grew up being picked on most of the part. So I of course grew up having a thick skin. Even have my last working at Sears. You have to have a thick skin working there.
Absolutely.
We seen a lot of people crack, working there.
And you can't blame them, but to the same token, it just wasn't cut out for that. But and like I said, I really wish that he would have been able to get to a loud them to give them the care that he needed.
Yeah, even at GameStop, man, I seen this girl just crack. Like she just couldn't handle it, man. It was just, and the only thing she had to do was, I guess she had social anxiety. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing that's what she had, but she ended up getting a job at GameStop anyway, and all she had to do was like hand out like flyers when people walk in the door. She couldn't even do that. And then she had like a full blown breakdown when the district manager was in.
Uh,
So and then he sent her home.
well,
She
usually
like
at work, the managers would have a full blown breakdown. We were like, okay, yeah, it's another visit, whatever. But
so I can understand like some people just can't handle the pressure. I mean, her situation was actually like in person, so that's a little bit more different. But online, you have to just you deal with it, man. Like it's someone behind the screen that don't know you from a can of paint, and they're mainly just doing it just because they can, just because they can, because they're hiding behind the screen. And the only thing you can really do is like block them, and they'll do what they can to try to bring you down, and you just shove it off and whatever.
yep.
But
Well, let's go ahead and run the intro. Get the show started, but we'll get into our subjects.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
All right, so to our first story here, you get 50% off at ThinkGeek as site prepares to shut down and move in with GameStop. Now, what ThinkGeek was, or yeah, I'll say was, is,
yeah, I know what ThinkGeek is.
well, not everybody else does. What are they, like a electronic gadgets type shop?
Yeah, man, they've been around, working side by side with GameStop for a while, man. Even when I used to work there, so I'm very familiar with them.
Well, they're going to be shutting themselves down, and I guess kind of like just merging in with GameStop.
I don't know why they didn't just do that in the first place,
Well, GameStop, I don't know. Well,
because they already was selling their stuff pretty much through GameStop. So I don't know why they didn't just merge already instead of just waiting until. No, like now, I don't know. People try to do their own thing, and then they figure, no, whatever, and just since we're already doing it together, might as well merge. But a lot of times they do it either when they're in a jam or when it's too late. But
well, I'm
hopefully
sure.
it's not that.
Well, I'm thinking it is because places like Steam, Origin, Epic, blah blah blah, they're generally taking over the way that people buy games anymore. So you don't actually get a physical copy anymore. You were a little brat. I don't want your tail in my head.
I mean, some people still do want the actual physical copy.
Yeah, but
They
you're
want
not
to
going to get
actually
it.
put their hands and hold it and add it to their collection, or whatever, and they want to take up space. But that's dumb. I had to get out of that stage, man, because kids, you can't have a $6 disc laying around and then breaks and then it's gone. So
Yeah, and that's that's part of the reason why a lot of this stuff is digital now.
Yeah.
You submit a code, and boom, you're off to the races.
And to me, it was just more convenient instead of like constantly having to get up to switch out the disc, or like back in the day, you didn't have a choice. You had to switch out the cartridge when you had like an N64, or an Atari. You had no choice but to switch out the cartridges. You know, you couldn't just pick whatever game you want and then be good to go.
We mean the discs? You
Yeah,
said cartridges.
yeah, from back in the day, Nintendo
Yeah.
64 cartridges,
Well, you wouldn't have to switch out a
Atari,
cartridge. You'd have to change a disc, though. Unless
Atari, N64. You got to
Oh,
use
to change games. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
thinking like of I got in my head like I played Dragon something. I forget what exactly it was. It was like Final Fantasy, but it was dragons,
Oh, okay,
Dragon
RPG.
Warriors. Yeah, and it was on 4 discs, and you had to change out as you got further along
Yeah, I don't
the
miss that, man.
discs. Yeah.
I do not miss the disc stuff, man. I remember playing. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Metal. No, I don't know what it was. I want to say it was Metal Gear, but I don't remember. I know once you get to like you get to the certain point. No, it was Cypher Filter. Cypher Filter. One or two. I can't remember. A lot of people probably won't know what Cypher Filter is, but Cypher Filter is a popular PlayStation 1 game, and you like beat the first half. Next thing you know, it prompts you, "Hey, put this 2 in." You're like, "Oh shit! All right, hold on."
Yeah, I remember having to do that.
That was pretty. It was a great experience, but I don't miss it. You know, I'm glad I ain't gotta do that anymore.
All right. And, well, we'll go on to our next story here. We have Corolla Costco shooting. There was a shooting at this Costco center. Emergency exit doors were designed to wait 15 seconds before opening. And somehow that crap was legal. Now, I'm showing a picture here of the door. Big, bold letters. Emergency exit alarm will sound if doors open. And then there's a much, much smaller sign. It says, push units alarm. Wait a minute. Push until alarm sounds, door can be opened in 15 seconds. If there's an emergency situation, why...
Time's a very sensitive thing when it's an emergency, man.
I mean, we've, as a country, have been down this roads before. That's why we have these crash doors, so that when you hit them, they open, and they always open outward, and that's why doors don't open inward in retail establishments, because if a bunch of people are trying to get out the doors, then they need to open outward, not inward, because as people bunch up onto the door, then you can't open the doors.
No, you won't be able to get out, and everyone's trapped.
Exactly, and emergencies happen. Oh, it's not, and what this is it is in the name of shoplifting.
Oh,
That's
God.
why they did that. So, and the security company that I guess is in contract with Costco was like, this is an acceptable risk. It's not your flipping life.
Here we
Now,
go with
is
the shoplifting thing. Oh yeah, we're going to do this to stop shoplifting. Yeah, okay, whatever, man.
Well, here's the dirty little secret about shoplifting: is companies write that stuff off, and they get a tax break.
Yep.
So who actually ends up paying for that? You and me through our taxes.
Yeah.
And it's built into the prices of the products that they sell. Dirty secret. It's been that way since the beginning.
So technically, it's not a big deal. That's why some stores really don't like care, and they're just like, "No, it ain't worth trying to chase somebody down."
Well,
You know, but sometimes it just it becomes too much. You know.
and the sad thing is that was legal. What they're doing there was legal, and it's like
That's crazy.
And it goes back to what I said last week, that just because something isn't illegal doesn't mean you should be doing it.
15 seconds, man. That's a lot when it comes to think of emergency.
And what if there's a fire? It's 10 seconds away from you.
Or like someone like drop a bomb and you got like 10 seconds to get out.
Well, you're just dead.
Like you're done. Like someone sets a bomb off and the next you know you just see the timer is like 10 seconds. And then the door's like, nope, you got 15 seconds. Like, fuck that, man. That's
And,
crazy.
and I'm sorry, but I hope Costco gets sued. They should be for this.
I think a grenade has a 10-second delay.
I think it's 5 seconds. I
5 or 10. I know
maybe.
it's one of them. It's 5 or 10.
Yeah, and this guy breaks it, goes into Costco and starts shooting up the place, and people go for the exits. In that kind of situation, you're going to read the big sign that says emergency exit, or you're going to read the smaller sign right above it that says, oh, by the way, when you get here, there's going to be a 15-second delay. And is that what you
That's
expect when you see that? That just gave that guy 15 seconds to get to you. And regardless if you like to say, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Yeah.
4,
And when
3.
when your mind is racing, that time like moves like very slow in your head.
And then once it does, open up or unlock or whatever, if you push it, it kind of opens and then snaps back for some reason because, you did this type of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have to wait another 15 seconds?
Probably. I mean, I would feel sorry for anyone if they try to rob the GameStop I was at. If they if they try to rob it, whatever, if they actually get the cash register and stuff. But if they actually want someone to open the safe, I feel sorry for them, man, because the safe, and I think most other safes are still like this, was you put the code in, and then there's a 15-minute that you have to wait before you can unlock it.
And that's understandable. But on an emergency exit, no, not even 5 seconds. It's real simple. If you're shoplifting and you go through this door, as soon as you hit it, alarm's going to go off. And guess what? They're going to come after you. If that's not enough to dissuade people from shoplifting or lifting, or it's not a big enough deterrent, what makes you think a 15-second delay is going to be?
That's stupid, man.
So what is this actually protecting? Nothing. And, there was a famous Chicago fire, which the doors opened inward. That's why doors must open outward. That said that you can't put locks when, in public places like this, when the building's occupied. And it's just, you can't trap people like that. That's why you have to have doors that when you push them, they open up. Why do we need laws, to say that you can't do shit like this? I'm sorry, I just swore, but you know what? It pisses me off. And this is so to deter shoplifters. Well, which is more valuable? 5 pieces of clothing or somebody's flipping life? Because you can make 5 more pieces of clothing.
Yeah, to them, it's probably the clothing.
Well, you know what? Like I said, it's still a write-off for them. And so it's not even like they paying for it because they write it off on their taxes. Can you tell it's up to here right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you ready for the next one?
Yep, sure.
Okay. And, here's another triggering one. Robocalls are overwhelming hospitals, patients, threatening a new kind of health crisis. Oh, because we have such a wonderful FCC that's so effective at, preventing this, these robocalls and stuff, that hospitals are like, hey, I can't even call down to radiology, or I can't even call down to the surgical floor because this phone won't stop ringing. Do you think that's not a problem? Because they're getting all these robocalls. How is that okay? Oh, but that's okay. At least the government shouldn't be involved in inhibiting, robocalls.
I thought they was already doing something about these robocalls.
Well, apparently not. Because we have a moron that, we got some stories on him. So that's coming up.
I could have swore that was the big thing. Just not like a couple shows ago. They were
It
just
was.
talking about they're going to put a stop to this and everything. What happened? They just like fuck it and
Well, because our wonderful chairman of the SEC, Mr. Ajit Pai, who deserves to have a pie pushed into his face. I'm not talking about something. I'm talking about a like cream pie. He came from, being a lawyer for the big telecom corporations. So what do you think he's going to do? He's going to side everything with them, and because they make money on these robocalls.
robocalls, useless calls.
Yep. And you ready for the next one, or you got something?
Of course, let's go.
Okay, we have AT&T cuts another 1,800 jobs as it finishes fiber internet build out. Now, what this is AT&T took some money from the government, which it had a fund set aside, and was going to roll out fiber to all these places. And now that they're nearly finished, because remember how those tax breaks were going to give so many new jobs, and AT&T was one of the big ones that got that big tax break. That we'll be able to employ all these people. Well, they're just laying off more people.
I have AT&T too, man. So I always feel bad when everyone companies in general do job cuts, especially when they're making a decent amount of money, and it gets to a point where companies just want to be greedy, and then they see like the money coming in, then they're like, you know what? Instead of paying these people, let's just if we get rid of them, that's more money for us.
That's exactly what they did with that big tax break they got. Just took all that money, shoved it right in their pocket.
Same thing with
everybody got a bonus.
Same thing with EA. There's companies always constantly doing it, man, for some reason. And well, it's not for some reason. We already know the real reason why. But like EA is another one. When they have money coming in, then they just like, you know what? Let's get rid of 800 people. And like, what? That's 800 people without a paycheck now. Now, all that money that you just brought in, where is it going? To your pocket.
And I've had people tell me, "Oh, you're just liberal." I'm like, "No, it's business. Businesses don't hire people because they get a tax break. Businesses hire people because they have a need."
Exactly. And then when they no longer need you, they go.
Yep, they shove you right out the door. And that leads into our FCC. Ajit Pai hopes misguided Sprint T-Mobile antitrust legislation fails.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, and that goes back to the robocalls. Ajit, you doing your job? Well, apparently not, because you're hoping that Verizon or AT&T or whomever isn't big enough. They need to be bigger.
My cat's giving me the death stare.
I still got one right here.
Yeah, mine is like he's between my legs and he's just looking up at me, giving me the death stare.
Oh, well, I'd be careful if I were you, because, he's looking between your legs.
Oh, no, he's trying to come up. Because one of my headphones were hanging down. Then he tried to play with it, and then I picked it up, put it in my pocket. And then he just sat there and just looked at me. Like, you better get that back.
And if
no, go. Oh my God, Simba, you want to be on camera?
Well, yeah, he's probably jealous because I got this one right here that's on the back of the chair instead of being on my shoulder. Say hi. Everybody say hi to Simba. He's being blurred out by your cam. There you go. There he is.
My camera's like, that's a background. Get rid of it.
Yeah, because that's where he usually is in the background. And we have the next. You want?
Simba, you're getting blurred out. Get down. My camera don't recognize you as a thing. So.
Well, and here we go again. Ajit Pai is still holding facts about location data abuse from his own commissioners. The people that he works with, they asked for this information. He's like, don't worry about it. I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you. They're like, well, when are you going to get this data to us?
Never.
So you want to, I know we don't like to go there, but how during the campaign it was all about, oh, we're going to drain the swamp. You just put in a much bigger swamp and filled that one up with even worse swamp.
Yeah, of course. We're gonna do this and do that. No, I'm not getting into a campaign and political. I'm not doing it. I'm not falling for that trap.
You know what I'm saying, though. You know.
I wish I had that guy from Star Wars. It's a trap.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though. Is how that was.
That's what I need. I need one of those buttons that say that every time you bring up some like political something. Just hit it like it's a trap. It's a trap.
we have to figure out how to make something like that.
Yeah, what was that character's name? I forgot.
Oh, it's on Star Wars. I forget. General Akbar.
It's a trap.
General Akbar. That's who that was. Till he died, they killed him.
Yeah, and the guy who voiced him was like upset about that.
Yep. The next story is so a little bit later. Samsung is so afraid of the Mate X, it might make a copycat before Huawei even releases it. That's the folding phones.
Here we go with the flip phone, man. Just give it up, Lord, please. Just let it go before it even starts. Let it die before it rises, please.
I don't know what Samsung's so worried about. It's not like Huawei can sell phones in the United States anymore.
Just give up. Just give it up. It's not going to sell good. No one's looking forward to it. Just let it go. No one's talking about it. Just don't do it, man. Take the design and I don't know, do something else with it. Make a foldable TV or something.
Well, they actually do have those, but the thing is, though, is if perfect it, take another year and make it right.
A couple years. No, you already know I'm not a fan of this folding phone crap, and just take 5 years.
I mean, people can't even take the regular phone and make it.
If you want, just hold it out until Apple, kills herself. Because it's going to happen pretty soon. They're going to burn their bridges. So if they want to hold out until then, they will kill it in the market.
I think Apple's pretty much killed themselves with their $6,000 cheese grater.
So if they do that, they'll probably kill it in the market and they make a big comeback. But they probably gonna think about that. Everyone think about that like money like right now. And then they don't think about, how this can affect me in a long term. Like if I wait, I mean, smart companies, wait until something else dies, and then they comes right in and take over. The same thing with a lot of movie companies, Hollywood. Like if they know a big blockbuster movie is going to come out, they're going to push it till like another week or so, or maybe a month, because they're not going to want to compete. If they know they really don't have a chance, or they just don't want to compete with another movie, just do that. Apple about to come out with their pretty sure they announced another iPhone, so you might as well just wait and just drop something. If you want to do the flip phone thing, do it in the beginning of the year. Do it like February, March, around tax time. People will fucking go for it. They'll blow their money on it. So do it around that time. Instead of just trying to make that money like now. Like think about the effects and the long term of it. But companies don't think about that. They want it now. So whatever, man. Yeah. They're gonna do what they want. Hopefully it keep failing and then they just scrap the whole thing.
Your mom's in the chat. She says, look at my Garfield.
She's talking about Simba.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Hi, Mom. And Oh God, what were you? I'm sorry, I got so focused on that.
We're just talking about the flip phone crap.
Oh yeah, the folding phone. Please take your time. Just make it right. Who cares if you're not the first one to market with it?
Or don't make it.
Or yeah, well, see whatever. Well, I think that it's going to come to that. I think that actually businesses, it would be useful for them because you could have a phone and be able to open it up and have a full size tablet.
That's fine. Sell it to businesses. Don't open it up on the market. I don't want to be walking around the mall and see someone like this fucking phone shit in their hand and then, oh God, it's. I don't want to see it, man. I really don't. It's bad enough people damn near got a tablet on their face when they answer some of these phones. So
Well, like people like me with the big fingers, I need a big phone. I do.
yeah, but your phone's it's not that big, man. I've seen people's phones that's like the size of a tablet and they take up like their whole inside of their face. And I'm like, damn.
I'm sorry, bud, but my vision isn't getting any better. To me, bigger is better.
Well, yeah, for
To
you,
me.
you know,
To me.
pretty soon you're probably gonna need one of those really giant remotes.
I'll just have a computer that maybe I'll just program Alexa. Change channel, Alexa.
I remember I was gonna get
Adrian.
one of those for my grandfather, one of those giant remotes, and he like cussed me out.
Why?
Before I even got it.
Why'd he cuss you out?
Cause
Because
to him it was like we're making fun of his eyes like getting worse.
it's part of getting old. Okay, deal with it and move on.
And that's hilarious. I mean, it was
younger.
it was like that big.
Oh,
Like
jeez.
the button was like that big.
Well, that is kind of over.
Each button was like that big. So I was like, yo, I must get that. I was gonna get it for him as a gift.
I'm amazed you're still alive. I figured it was one of the jumbo ones, like this. But you're saying,
no.
you're lucky to still be alive.
Super size, and we didn't get it. We didn't end up getting it, but we told him we was gonna get it. Then he flipped shit. So
Well, that's probably why you're still alive then.
Man, I miss those things.
Well, on to our next.
You could never lose it.
I would find where there's a will, there's a way.
You could lose that.
Don't raise that bar. I'll
It's
lose
a
it.
skateboard, man. If you can lose that, I feel sorry for you.
It just
You need
becomes
help.
a big.
If you lose a remote that big, you don't even need to use a remote anymore. Just give up on TV.
Or you have pets. They make off with everything.
I mean, they have lighters that big too, so
Yeah, but I'm not using that.
might get my wife one of those lighters because she always losing her lighters.
Here's my purse, big old. It's just a big old lighter.
Just carrying around, at least you'll never lose it. There you go.
Jeez. If you do, then the kids have it.
I can imagine how much fluid's in that thing.
Yeah, enough to blow up a car. But,
Probably.
Yeah. On to the next subject. YouTube is making it easier to remove recommendations you don't like.
Speaking of YouTube, I like that video you did.
The one about
The library or whatever it's called.
oh, thank you, because and what it is okay.
I mean, I'm skeptical about it, man. I really am. I never heard these people ever before, ever. Not once. All these years, I never even heard of them or even seen anyone talk about them. Next day, they just pop out of nowhere. Like, to me, that's skeptical. That's I'm just not going to jump ship from YouTube and just go with someone who just came out of the blue and just expect me to trust on what my content and stuff on their what's name.
Well, unfortunate. I mean, and this I meant no disrespect because I know Boogie. You know Boogie 2988.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
we know we've watched his videos. I like his videos, and I know I've watched H3H3. I first heard about them with that lawsuit, the fair use lawsuit, where they won, and that's the greatest thing because that's what allows us to do what we're doing. Because of that, that sets a legal precedent. So I'm not being ungrateful, but to the same token, why are you shooting I mean, there's going to be problems with every platform, and like it, know it or not, as much as every platform is going to say we're not going to censor you, we're not going to censor you. What do you think they're going to do when a government starts going after them?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
think?
I can understand these people want to like, jump ship and then to something else, but um, like I said, I never heard of these people before, and you have one of the biggest companies around like funding YouTube, and you I just can't see them jumping ship to this new supposedly competitor to YouTube, which I don't think they will be a competitor, but
No,
um,
no. And they
I
play in
mean,
Bitcoin.
they'll probably be like VidMe. VidMe was around for a few years, and then now they're pretty much gone. So,
No,
um,
VidMe, from what I understood, did pay cash. Where I mean, you have D Live, and then this company, whatever, library, LBRY or whatever, they pay in Bitcoin. They don't pay in real money.
what do you want? What am I hell am I gonna do with that?
Phew. You can't wipe your hiney with it because you can't go buy toilet paper.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can cash it in somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it's not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, and we're gonna create this fake money and pay you with fake money.
No, it's online currency, George. It's not fake money.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I figured out why Facebook wants to get into that crypto money is they own the wallet. So what do you think? Now they're seeing every transaction that you're doing and how you're spending your money.
They want to get a part of that cryptocurrency, man.
Oh, but it's all about privacy. It's all
the
about
new
privacy.
trend.
Bullpucky.
It's the new trend, man. That cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Well, let me show you. Well, the thing is they show finally on your phone. If you don't like a thing, you could wipe it out. And I'm showing my my news feed, and I watched this video from beginning to end. And why is it that I have to go to it? I have to hit not interested, and then I have to hit tell us why, and then I have to hit I already watched the video. YouTube can't figure that out on their own.
Nope.
Because
I hate that, man. You watch one video and they just flood you with like the rest of their content.
Well, here's the thing. This is a video I've already watched from beginning to end. I watched the whole thing already, and
Yeah.
and it'll keep. Well, here's what's really great was I watched one video, and I did that. Tell us why, and it said, it gave me the option. You've already watched this video. You don't like the video. You're not interested in combat wombat. Then it also says, well, what we base this recommendation because you watched this video. I already told you that I don't like rewatching. If I want to rewatch a video, guess what I can do? You see this button to where my arrow pointer is hovering? It's called history. I can hit that and I could go back through and rewatch any video I want.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good tool.
So why don't you make it what I would like to see YouTube do, and this is a suggestion, is if somebody hits it, instead of having to tell us why, put it there. But if they don't do anything else, just assume they already treat it like they already watched the video.
I hate when they do that, man. Like my kids will watch stuff on their my stuff, and then I'll go on, and they'll just all these recommendations for like kid stuff. Like what the fuck? What is this? I'm like I don't care about your freaking. I mean, YouTube's smart enough. They can, if they so-called use data, they can see the type of videos I watch, the type of people I'm subscribed to. So, and they can pretty much see like I'm a grown ass man, and I don't. um, I'm not sitting there watching kid stuff. If what my kids are, yeah, that's fine. But um, you should go on based of my people I'm subscribed to and based on what I actually watch. Um, so you should narrow it down and just not flood my stuff with a bunch of kid stuff when I don't watch, or accidentally click on a video by mistake, and the next thing you know, you go and they flood your whole page with that person's content or similar videos.
Yeah, and you don't even have to watch, like, I've watched less than the ad on something to realize, okay, I clicked on that. That was a mistake because I see the title. I don't even get through the ad and I hit back and I'm flooded with all bunches of stuff. It's like, oh my God,
Yeah,
really?
boom, there you go. Thanks for clicking.
Yeah, well, maybe. Well, and here's the other part of this article here. Google CEO, YouTube is too big to fix completely.
Well, it is. That's
true.
That's not a lie.
And that's true. That is not a lie. But
Same thing with Apple.
I mean,
oh man, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Never mind.
triggered.
I'm not going to do it.
Triggered.
Leave Apple alone for right now.
Triggered. Do we have an Apple article? No.
Please don't. Oh God.
Darn it, we did. I 3 articles next week.
Oh man.
We're gonna have an Apple special.
I'm gonna give Apple a break. I'm gonna leave them alone
Arm, leg, or neck.
because they're the same thing, man. They're too big to be fixed, especially with the whole idea with the cheese grater and stuff. Man, they just I don't know.
That's why we have antitrust laws.
Their marketing is fucking stupid, man. They're greedy. No, I'm not gonna do it. Leave it alone. Just let it go.
That's why we have antitrust laws in this country that are supposed to be enforced.
Let it go.
Okay. Next article. Letting it go. Introducing Microsoft Edge preview builds for Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 8.1. Now, what do all 3 of those operating systems have in common?
I don't know. I'm not using them anymore. I'm on Windows 10.
They're operating systems that aren't being supported anymore by Microsoft. They're not getting any
Who the hell
new
still use
updates.
Windows 8
I don't
and
know.
Windows 7?
I don't know, but there are people that are.
I mean, don't it force you after a certain amount of time to like just update it anyway?
Nope. Generally, businesses do, but you don't want these people using this operating systems. You're saying you cut support for these operating systems.
I like Windows 10, man.
Well,
I mean,
I do
some
like
people
10.
Don't like it. Some people don't like it. I mean, yeah, it's a change, but the thing is, I mean, I understand people like some old stuff, but you have to move on, man, with change. Because if not, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it at all.
What?
You have to adapt to change, and that's what makes a person better, because they adapt to change. That's the thing with a lot of corporations and companies and just everything. Some just can't adapt. They just can't adapt to change, and they try to stick with their old ways, and it just doesn't work because everyone's going to go with the new trend and the new change. Everyone's going to adapt, and while you're still trying to hold on to the old days or the old style because you're so used to it, it's never going to work in your favor. The same that'll happen with Sears. It happened with Sears.
Oh, but yeah, Sears did itself in too in lots of ways. But it goes to, like you said, the last video I made. What are the 3 guarantees I give you in life? Death, change, taxes.
Yeah.
I'll put that right there.
Change, you have to move on, man. And like Sears, like their registers, like, oh man, I'm not even gonna get on the registers. They did not adapt to change very well at all. I mean, they tried online. They tried to move all their stuff online, but they didn't do it the right way. They didn't know what they was doing with the online stuff. Even when it comes to their like TVs and stuff, and they started going through like third party because they didn't know what they was doing. Then they come up with stupid ideas like the Kenmore TV. Remember those?
Yeah, well, that TV wasn't actually bad.
I mean, it was a good TV.
But it was probably the only TV they made money on.
But look how many they made. They literally like didn't make much at all. they
It was like the last spasm before they got rid of electronics.
It was like, oh yeah, let's waste money on these TVs, and we're gonna go make a certain amount.
Yeah.
Because once we sold them out, once we sold them, like they were just gone. That was just it. Like we only had them for what, about a month or.
Couple months, actually. Yeah, we have a couple months.
Well, we had it depends on the size.
Yeah.
That
we didn't have them in stock. Oh, fireworks somewhere. You hear that?
Fireworks?
Yeah.
I hear it through ears, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure it ain't gunshots?
Yeah. No, just fireworks. But next story, the Ryzen 5 3600 Cinebench R15 scores leak as fast as a Intel 8700K in single thread test, and it also beat them in multiple thread tests. Now we're talking about a $200 processor beating a $600 processor.
Ryzen 5, man. I think I'm gonna upgrade to a Ryzen 5 next year. Yeah, I'm most likely definitely will.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, most likely.
that's right now. I will say AMD is hot, and they are doing what they do is they keep improving things, and Intel's just not keeping up.
Yeah.
And
They're getting left behind, man. And we talk about this multiple times. It's their fault. They got too comfortable. They got lazy because they thought, no one was ever going to catch up with them. No one was going to touch them.
Oh yeah, they are. They're touching them not a good way.
they just sat there like, yeah, you know what? We're sitting on our throne. No one's going to touch us. We are golden. No one's going to catch up with us. We are top of the class.
Yeah. Well,
and the next thing you know, boom, come out with a better chip and cheaper.
And they're going after Intel's bread and butter with the EPYC processors, the servers and all that. But
and they're sitting there like, how this happened? How we let this happen?
Well,
we need to come out with more. Work on this graphics card. Work on this. We need to come out with more stuff. Come on, hurry up.
No, we're going to come up with these laptops with integrated graphics on the CPU that is great for rendering and great for gaming. I don't know about any of you, but I don't have a laptop around. A 17-inch laptop I'm not gaming on. These fingers are way too big, and I'm not staring at this little 17-inch screen. That ain't gonna happen.
You can't really upgrade a laptop, man. You can't do what you want.
Well, you can. The memory and the hard drive, that's about it.
You can't really do what you want. Like,
oh yeah,
I can take my case. I can change my figures out if I want to. I can put a different figure in there if I want, which I already did. I can change my graphics card out and get a better one if I want to put a better processor in there. It's very simple and easy access. Instead of dealing with a small, instead of dealing with just trying to dig into a laptop because everything's so crammed in a tight space. Yep. And I can only imagine trying to take that apart. When I can just pop my case off, pop a few clips, pull up my graphics card, pop a new one in, done.
Sorry, but my eyes are getting sweaty here. It's getting on my glasses.
Like, I can literally swap on my graphics card with 10 minutes or less.
And then install another driver, or if it's still an AMD card, you may not need to, just it'll adapt itself, go through a couple of reboots, and it'll be good to go.
And you'll spend 10 minutes taking screws out of a laptop.
Yep.
Before
no, it's a lot longer than 10 minutes. I've done it. It's a lot longer than 10 minutes.
Get into it. You spend more time getting into it to actually, before you can even touch anything. It's like take your car to a dealership and then they charge you $75 just to touch it.
I mean, if you're a professional, you probably do it in less than 10 minutes, but for the average person, It's going to take a lot longer to get all those screws out, and then you have to remember where all they go back and all that crap. It's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
so,
not
or
fun.
like if you take your car down to a local garage, they're just gonna jump right in and get to work. They're not gonna charge you $75 just to touch it. You know, dealership
No.
$75 just to touch it, so we can run diagnostics fee real quick. Even if you tell them what's wrong, you know they're
Yeah.
hold on, give us the $75 first, and then we'll talk.
Now, speaking of putting your foot in your mouth, Ubuntu, which is a version of Linux, was going to drop its 32-bit support for 32-bit processors, because every processor nowadays is 64-bit. But the thing is about a 64-bit processor, it's also 32-bit compatible.
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay?
is.
It's just not going to work as efficiently in 32-bit. So what happened is Steam says, because Steam is basically the biggest platform in Linux for gaming, said, well, fine, we're not going to support you anymore. So how quick do you think it was that Ubuntu decides to keep supporting selected 32-bit libraries after developer outrage?
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
What? Who thought that was a good idea to begin with?
Dummies.
Okay.
No, like I said, no change. You have to adapt. If you're going to survive, you have to adapt. You think if evolution never happened, if they never changed to their environment and adapt, you think we'll be where we are now? No.
No.
We'll still be like shucking caves and not even sitting here talking about PCs and stuff. We'll sit here trying to hunting for animals. So, change, adapt. That's how you survive. That's how you move on. That's how you
Evolve.
survive.
Evolve and all that. And to our next article.
Adapt and conquer.
Yeah. Well, speaking of conquering, U.S. Cyber Command powers up attacks against Russia's electrical grid. Now, I'm all...
Russia again. God damn it.
Wait, what?
I said, here we go. Talking about some Russia again. If it ain't Apple, it's Russia or
No,
Congress.
this is about the U.S. government putting
Or the
malware, trying to put malware in into machinery that runs the electrical grid in Russia. Now, everyone and their grandmother is going to say, "Go USA." Well, what if they did the same thing to us? Oh, by the way, we're not going to activate it unless it becomes absolutely necessary. With this harebrained, trigger-happy person that we have sitting in the White House.
For a country we really don't want problems with. We really are poking with a stick.
And here's my take on the electrical grid. And this shouldn't surprise anyone, because I'm such a flaming liberal. What we should do is, I don't know, not have the electrical grid hooked up to the internet.
Why
Radical!
is it hooked up to the internet? Like anyone can hack that, and what's the name? Like, why is it hooked up to the internet?
Because everything's got to be computerized, and so that this station could talk to that substation. It's called a private network that isn't connected to the outside. Nobody's heard of the intranet.
I think that's something that they should have kept standard, and they shouldn't change, and that should have stayed the way it was before the internet. Because why? Because now someone can hack it and get into it. Like, the thing is, people don't realize about the internet. People can get into anything. If it's on the internet, hackers can get into it. They can get into anything, because it's the internet. It's if you think of it as a beehive, everyone's all connected. We're all connected in some way through the internet. So if you're putting your power grids and your missile launchers and everything all connected to online, like, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, somebody's going to hack in, and guess what? And it's been demonstrated that people can and have done it.
Yeah, and they do it for fun, and they just like what's the name? And like they just like, oh look, we got into your network, and you know what they do? They slap them on the wrist and like, hey, you can go to jail or you can work for us.
Well, I'd rather them work for them and make it better, but to the same token, it's a simple matter. If I could understand the networking of this stuff,
I mean, that's
but
if they get caught. I didn't mean to cut you off.
you're fine. But not to have it connected so that somebody can have access to it from my computer here at my home. Nobody should have access to the electrical grid from anywhere but its own network. It's called an intranet. Ugh. Or a private network where it's just not connected to the internet. Why does it have to be connected to the internet? It doesn't need to be.
Nah, man, they could have kept that stuff hardwired, man.
And that's why Russia has put into play. That's part of the reason why Russia's put into place where that they can disconnect totally from the internet whenever the government feels that they want to do it. Why do you think that is? Well, probably something like this.
No, Russia's that. It's like that. It's like that bear that we just keep poking. We don't want nothing to do with them. But every time you turn around, they're constantly popping up.
Yeah, and it's.
But we don't want nothing to do with them. We're not affiliated with them at all. We don't want anything to do with Russia. We're not dealing with them. We're not doing nothing with them. We're whatever. But every time you turn around, something pops up. Russia this, Russia that. We're doing this with Russia. We're planning on doing that with Russia. This, that, and that. Like,
Yeah,
you guys
just-
are you going to deal with them or are you not? Like, what is it going to be? Like, you can't have a love-hate relationship and then sit here and say, oh yeah, we don't want them to do with these guys, and turn around like, well, we did say that, but we're just doing this one-time thing, and then no, we're not doing that no more. Like, make up your damn mind. Like, it's either you is or you ain't.
Oh, well, that leads into this story. Speaking of not wanting to deal with each other, Calibra, the wallet that's the cryptocurrency of Facebook's, won't launch in its biggest market. Take a guess where that is.
What?
India. India will not let them do it. So it's illegal for them to do it there. Maybe India's right about something. Maybe. Just saying.
I mean, there's a few countries that's right about a lot of things, but of course we always gotta shove it under the rug real quick.
Well, and that goes into the next story here is the Supreme Court signals loud and clear that social media sites are not public forums and have to allow all speech. They don't have to do it.
No, they don't.
And that goes to what we were talking about with LBRY. Just because their policy says you can say what you want doesn't mean they don't have to follow laws.
Yeah.
Employ filters.
Yeah,
do what YouTube
you can say what
does.
you want. Yeah, you can say what you want. You're dumb enough for believing that. That's your dumbness for even believing that. So that tells me there's a lot of these people never worked at a retail place or something like that, because it's freedom of speech, but you can't just go to your job and just go around saying like F everyone. Like, hey man, F you, customer comes in, F you, man, I ain't dealing with you. You can't say that, you'll get fired.
Well, you can, but you're not gonna work there for long.
That's what I'm saying. You'll get fired. So that tells me these people never actually dealt with a corporation, because it's freedom of speech, whatever. Of course, we had a freedom of speech, but when you're working for a corporation or working under a corporation, you can say what you want, sort of. That it's 50-50. You can say what you want, but if they come in and say, hey, we didn't like that you said this, they can do that.
And even Sears, they had to sign a thing about you can't say disparaging things on your Facebook or Twitter or your social media against the company without risking your job. Remember that?
Well, yeah, now we can say wherever we want.
Yeah, they can't really go after us now. Not only that, I don't know if they're out of bankruptcy yet. It's been so long, I haven't even bothered to check, and I'm not going to.
But yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like, yeah, you can't really say what you want on YouTube. Big surprise. It's a shocker. I can't say what I want anymore. I can't say what I'm actually thinking. Shocker.
Well, I
It's
mean,
hard
you
to
can.
believe.
You
Yeah, you
can.
can, but your
But
stuff
you
will
can,
get
but
demonetized.
well, right. I was just going to say you might not make money on that, or and it depends on the words you choose. Now there
Yeah,
is some things that deserve to have a profane word attached to it, like I said earlier. But there's like the guy that I showed, he's swearing up and down,
yeah. I mean,
and I'm
well,
like, how is this monetized?
I watch.
If
I
I'm go
watch. It's a
ahead.
Gundam. It's a Gundam. You watch his videos. I watch his videos. He swears up and down once he gets past that 1 minute mark. But
The
he knows
last
about that.
video didn't.
He knows about the 1 minute mark. But he swears up and down. His stuff is still monetized, and it it I, it gets to a point where where if they want to shut his channel down anytime they can
Well,
they they can do that, so just because it didn't happen, to them, to whoever, it still can happen. If they decide to do it, they can do it.
yeah, I mean, they could shut us down, and guess what? They don't need to give us a reason, and
No,
that's the way
there's
it
nothing to
is.
do about it. It's
Just the way it
YouTube.
is.
YouTube is now a corporation. I wish people stop living in the past, how YouTube used to be. And
Well,
who's who's funding YouTube? Google. And
well,
Google is what? A corporation.
actually, the last couple of years, YouTube has finally made money, but like the creators that were quoted were saying like, well. I like the way the YouTube was 2 years ago. Well, that was before YouTube got hauled before Congress. That was before YouTube got hauled into different states and had all these countries and all this legislation being passed to restrain them.
And that goes back
That to go to
to
law.
what I'm saying. Adapt,
Yeah.
change, adapt. That's all you have to do. Adapt and change. Yeah, you might not like it. Who always like change? I'm not
Nobody.
always happy with change at all. Sometimes change is good, but sometimes change is bad. But all you have to adapt if you want to move on.
Yeah.
There's people who are still doing great on YouTube. They're not complaining because they adapted into their environment. Like if you make like political videos or something like that, focus on something else. Do maybe get good at drawing, do some animation poetic videos. Just do change it up. Just adapt and then test it out. Do it and then see what happens. If it gets monetized, and go for it. Just you
Well,
have
yeah.
to adapt and change. You can't just sit there and be like, well, I did this and I did that. I thought I was doing this good and doing that good, and you know I watching the video, also there was a lot of people complaining about, there's no way to really get in contact with people from YouTube. Like we already know that. We talk about it all the time, that you always get this generic email. It's nothing new. So I don't know why they were so shocked when they can't contact anyone. It's nothing new. Like
How many people would YouTube have to employ just to respond to every single email?
and they're not going to do that.
I mean, do you think LBRY is going to? If they become big, do you think DLive will? Try and get a hold of someone at Facebook. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But YouTube's supposed to be different. Well, we're a very small time. I would love to reach even 100 subscribers at this point. Seems like I get up to 70, and then it just like people leave me. And that,
I mean,
but there's
even
gonna
us
be bugs.
even us being small, we already know how the generic email and stuff work from other creators. Everyone everyone adapts. Well, not everyone, because of course, if they did, they wouldn't be fucking complaining. And what surprised me is seeing PewDiePie in that clip. Um, I don't want to see why he's bitching. I don't see why he's complaining. He makes millions off of YouTube. Um,
I well,
man, I don't get it, man. Like you're on top of the charts, man. You're on top of the food chain. You have millions. If you're putting that money away and saving it and whatever, investing it, whatever, then you are golden. If YouTube shut down, you are straight. So what are you bitching for? You're making millions through ad revenue and everything. Like, why are you complaining? So I don't even know. I don't even know why or how they even got him on the clips. And
well, they clip one of his videos, and unfortunately, even as those YouTubers can't go after them because it's fair use.
yeah, but it's still why is he bitching? Like, you do you're the number one, and you well not now because now some soap opera crap is number one now.
Wait, who's
What is it? Was it T-Star?
Oh no! Well, I that's a corporation.
Yeah,
I would have to
so
say, I would have to
they're
say
on top
PewDiePie.
now.
Well, I'd have to say PewDiePie's the single biggest YouTuber person.
Yeah, and he has people that work for him. He don't edit his own videos anymore, and I really don't see why he's complaining. If he's tied up on money, get rid of the people that edit your videos for you. Go back to editing your own videos. If you're so hard up for money, I don't. The thing is, when people get to a certain point and they're used to making a certain amount, and then when you start, taking that from them, then they want to bitch complain, even though it's still good, and compared to the average Joe, it's 10 times better than the average person. But of course, they got to complain because they lost, like $5-10 or something like that, and they just have to complain about it. It reminds me of John Kessler.
Well, here's the thing about that too, is complaining like that. Who is that giving ammunition for? And two, who a government could come on and say, well, now instead of YouTube, you're not responsible for the content that your creators, or the videos that you promote on your platform, but you're going to start being responsible now. Now, what the filter that would be put into place is there would be people, assuming that Google wanted to keep YouTube at that point. There would have to be people that would have to review every video before it was put live. How happy is that going to make anyone?
It's not making anyone happy.
3 months for your video to get posted live?
Yeah, and then that's more people they got to employ and all that, and they ain't got time for that, man.
Yep. So Google just might say, just like I said in the video that I made, Google can always say, you know what, this is a failed venture. Disconnect all the YouTube servers, convert them all into Google servers. Serve ads, support the search engine, do this. But
yeah, and that's the thing people gotta understand, man. It's pretty much a corporation. You have to look at it as that. Yeah, you're not pretty much taking orders from like a manager or something like that, and yeah, that's totally fine. But you can't just sit there and just think you can say what you want and then
without
get away
consequences.
With it.
Well,
And it's crazy because I'm already used to that. I'm already used to not saying what I want, and I'm used to it already.
It's because we've worked for companies where you can't.
So I mean, if YouTube come up to me and was like, "Hey, we don't need you to say that." I mean, if I wanted to push it and I start like going off the wall, saying some stuff, and then YouTube hit me with an email like, "Hey, stop what you're doing. We don't like this," and then I'll just go back to where I was. I wouldn't, what's the name? Do what I was doing. And a lot of YouTubers, what happens is they change up, and then they try to be a little bit more edgier to get more fans, and then they're a shell of what they used to be. Then all of a sudden they're shocked when YouTube hit them like, hey, we don't like what you're doing. Then they're like, hold on, what happened? I was doing fine, but because they didn't have a problem with you at first. And then when you try to change, not for the better, you're trying to change just to get a broader audience, which is, it's fine, but you have to understand the consequences that can come after that as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the consequences for our last article here. Twitch sues hijackers who stream porn and violent videos. Now, what this is there's a game. It started with an A. I forget what it was, and Twitch.
What was it? What was it called?
Started with an A.
Was it Archive or something like that?
Something like that. And Twitch had a channel set up, or category set up for that game.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's pretty much a dead game. Like,
so what?
It's like at the bottom. It's like the bottom of the barrel for Twitch.
And what people were doing was streaming porn and all this other copywritten stuff in that channel.
Yeah, and all of a sudden their numbers start that section. All of a sudden their numbers start spiking up, and then that tracks their interest. It's like, hold on, what the hell is going on over here? And find out what it is. Then boom.
Well, they're now in a court of law. They're going after John and Jane Doe users 1 to 100. Now they're going after the people because what they were doing was banning them.
And then make a new account.
They'd make a new account and banning that account. Well, guess what? Now and it cost Twitch. They had to shut down for new people to come in.
I remember that.
Yep. New people couldn't get on their platform for a couple days because they had to put a stop to it. And one thing I haven't seen was, I guess, Dr. Disrespect is coming back soon.
Yeah. Yes. The funny thing is,
But he's not back yet.
DSP can't stand him. DSP can't stand Dr. Disrespect because of all the money he's making, and because DSP is not making as much money as he is. And it's a Gundam posted on his Twitter that he can't wait to see DSP's reaction when he find out Dr. Disrespect is getting donations while he's not on Twitch.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
So I was like, oh god, I was like, why even go there? And so I'm just waiting for it, man. I can't wait because it's a hilarious, man. It's becoming like a soap opera on Twitch.
Oh, well, and here's the thing. We did talk about it, and I still say I think I would object to a month ban or even a 6-month ban, but I guess it goes 3 day, 3 days, 2 weeks, a month, a year, or just permanently.
When you're a partner, depends on your status of partnership. If you're up there, the month is like the max.
Yeah.
And then if you're like a semi-partner, because if you could be a partner, but you can be like not up there on top. So you're just like the middle of the road partner. You could be banned for, I believe, a year.
Oh, well, here's Dr. Disrespect. I mean,
or you
he's
can be
up
banned
there
altogether. No, it's just your account terminated. It pretty much all depends.
Yeah, permanently banned. But you know who the biggest person is on Twitch?
Who's that?
Hold on. I'm going to bring this up. Ninja. Guess who's second?
Oh my god. Can't stand that guy.
Shroud. Tfue. I'm the Myth. Whoever that is. The Myth. TSM Myths. Riot Games. Summit. Dakota Z. And Tim the Tatman.
I can't wait until Fortnite dies. I cannot wait because I want to see what these guys are going to do. They're going to vanish. They're going to vanish into the thin air.
Oh, they're going to become Apex Legends.
No, they're not. They already tried
Fanboys.
that. They tried that, and they don't. Their main fan base for Ninja and Tfue are kids for Fortnite.
Right.
So when Fortnite goes away, and which I cannot wait because they ain't gonna know what to do. They're just gonna drop like dog shit,
Yeah, well,
and then they oh man, I just can't wait. I can't wait
you and me both. But
because I'm sick of Fortnite. I'm tired of talking about. I'm tired of fucking I'm throwing Ninja in everyone's face, and I'm just sick of it, man. And it's crazy, you know. It needs to go away. So it's like Minecraft, except for Minecraft wasn't. It didn't have a annoying person attached to it.
well, speaking of going away, we need to go away. We've been at this for almost an hour and a half, and we covered a lot tonight, more so than what I said we were going to in the description. But hope you guys have a great week, great weekend. This is Anything Goes every Thursday at about 7:30. Normally it's an hour, but lately we've been doing hour and a half shows. I'm George, and this is my best bud.
I'm Jonathan. Like so, you guys can follow me on JFBA on YouTube, JFBA on Twitter, and Twitch. And you can find me pretty much all of them. I also have a Discord. You can find me on there. If you go to my YouTube page or my Twitch page, you can find me on Discord. We can chat, whatever, all that good stuff. Or add me on Xbox as well. Or I don't think I have my Steam on there, but Xbox, Twitch, all that good stuff, man. Just hit me up. I'm always bored and whatever. Thank you guys for watching, for one.
Yep. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, yeah.